Well, alrighty, time for Unit 2, okay? World War I, the war that will end all wars, one of the most cataclysmic events in all of the history of the world. Unit 2, let's dive on in. First and foremost, the things that you are going to be able to understand by the time this unit is over. This is important to look back at this by the time it comes ready to study for your exam coming up on Unit 2. Make sure you can understand the patterns of change and continuity, the relationships between people and events throughout time, and different interpretations of these relationships, okay? The Germans are going to look at World War I in a very different way than the French would. You're gonna understand the causes and effects of interactions among different societies, including within trade, systems of international exchange, ways war work, and then diplomacy as well. And finally, you're gonna understand how societies have been influenced or have influenced one another by scientific development and technological developments. We're going to get into some pretty interesting, pretty gruesome weapons that come about as a result of technology. That really World War I is the first time we see this, and we don't really see them in use today anymore because they were so actually just disgusting and gruesome. If you look right here, all the different objectives that we are going to be going through in this unit, okay? Evaluating and identifying long-term changes, enduring influences, and reoccurring patterns in world history. What happens, what stays the same. Looking at cause and effects of alliances between different countries in Europe and how this is going to cause a lot of conflicts, and seeing how this cooperation and conflict is going to influence the political, economic, and social conditions of Europe. We're going to look at the efforts that certain countries did to try to resolve this conflict before it got to the point of shooting one another. We're going to look at the effectiveness of these international organizations coming together. Were they effective? Were they not effective? Were they kind of sort of helpful or not at all? Analyzing the effect of differing foreign policy positions and how this helps you cooperate with one another and how this maybe helps you lead to conflict with one another. Additionally, we're going to look at instances in which economic conditions have been influenced and are being influenced by the scientific development and technology. Again, this talks about the different technology and different weapons that are going to be coming in as a result of World War I and the technological advances, and how does this change the economy of a country. We're going to look at historical and current influences of science and technology. So we're going to compare some of the stuff that happened in World War I to scientific development today, looking at whether or not it's ethical, what should be done, what can we learn from history to better ourselves as a society today. We're going to look at the principal contemporary context of technological innovation and scientific research, and how do we implement these? Okay, that's going to be important, especially when it comes to looking at history right there. The cause and consequences of the diffusion of autocatalytic process of technological innovation. A lot of big words right there, but basically how does one country develop something that another country sees if they want that as well? How does this keep going? And then does changing technology create dilemmas or make existing ethical dilemmas more acute? Okay, so we're going to look into the ethics behind war for the most part in different technology. Is there such thing as an ethical war? Yes or no, and how do you go about and do that? Now, when it comes into diving in some of the content, the stuff you need to know, one of the most important things you need, okay? I'm going to give you 3 needs right there because it's super duper important. When you want to talk about World War I, you need to know what an alliance is. An alliance, simply put, is a union or association formed for mutual benefit, especially between different countries or organizations. Okay, for example, you might have 3 countries, country A, country B, and country C. Country C is going to be a strong country. They're building up their military, and they really haven't gotten along with country B for a very long time. Now, country B is very worried and thinks that country C might come and invade them. They don't want this to happen, so they're going to form an alliance with country A, because country A is also bordering country C. They're a little bit confused and kind of worried that country C might come and invade them as well. So they're going to form an alliance together, A and B are, kind of as a way of offsetting whatever country C might do. So for example, they're going to say together that country C, if you invade country B, we are going to invade you as well, and vice versa. So it's mutually beneficial for country A and B to have this alliance with one another when you're not going to see that, okay? It's going to be kind of a way of counteracting what country C might be doing. Alliances are important. We're going to be talking about these in class, so make sure you understand what an alliance is. This is pretty much the root cause of World War I. Alliance, alliance, alliance. Know it, don't forget it. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later.